Rod O'Bree, Yanget Farm.
Jaime O'Bree, Yanget & Co.
Well, there you go.
There.
So Yanget Farm built the house in 1908, owned by the Grant family originally as part of the Glengarry Station, house that's been farmed since that time. 2008 we took over. We bought it after there had been a couple of years of drought, 06, 07, so it had been pretty well set a bit of a task. Not much plant life left on it, big gutters, everything else that's going on. There wasn't much left of it, so we bought it. We got 23 mils when we moved here, and it crashed. We found out we had a waterfall, crashed off the property, ran through all the gutters, and the next day everything was back to dry again, and we were in the middle of February and off and rolling. So we set about trying to retain that water, retain the moisture, and change the farming practice, basically. Slowing the water down was the first step, so a lot of errors involved in trying to hold that back, but we found natural patterns that were occurring that we just mimicked, and we kept doing that sort of thing, and the result proved themselves along the way. I wanted to get the kids out of town for one. I've got a passion for racehorses, and I wanted a bit of hill movement, but I'd seen something on TV, and it was around fixing the landscape. We wanted some undulating land, so we actually went looking for something we could start working on. We did a little bit of a mixture. We had some stock and cropping, so it was going to be a mixed enterprise, but we threw the cropping out after a period of time. It just wasn't sitting. I probably wasn't that flush at it either, was the other part, but and the stock loved that story, and being a food wholesaler, understanding where all that was coming from was. So we use Hagen's abattoirs locally to do what we can, but ended up opening a butcher shop in town, and my daughter Jamie's looking after a lot of the stuff and the marketing that goes on that with the product. We're hoping to involve other farmers now with product, which we have done, give us some product along that line and sell the story.
Well, I've kind of forced him. No. He's really developed an idea of the landscape in the sense that it's something that farmers can do without diminishing their entire income at once. So it's something that they can do slowly, able to get a premium for their product, and able to turn over and improve their productivity on their farm. So what we've created is a bit of a new label that we've only really come up with, is Yanget & Co, where farmers are able to get as much information as they can off Rod and do the exact same practices and be able to get a premium for what they produce, which is, as a local farmer, should really be what we should be pushing as Australians. So direct to consumer markets. Definitely something to be developed. I think there's a lot of a lot of people have to come together to be able to do something like that, but there is a lot of quality produce that should be realistically promoted through every sector, really.
Well, the fact that he got a speeding fine and he's had to stop and have a bit of a look around would indicate that there's plenty to see in Geraldton. We just haven't been in that we haven't had that lens when we've looked at it, but there's plenty to see here.